Alright, Shalom, double honors to the apostles of GMS. Alright, you wanna come in a little bit, bro. Alright. We're out here, in the city of London. Alright, we got the Bank of England, the so-called Bank of England on the behind, man. Alright, just behind us. Alright. We just gonna bring out some information as regarding what's gonna happen. Alright, pretty much with all of your so-called private bankers that you got out there, man. Alright, see what a lot of people don't understand about this thing is Mosai is getting ready to put this thing to effect, put his plans to effect. In fact, a good precept to think about at this moment, right? I believe it's in the book of Habakkuk, but I'm going to quote it verbatim. It says, surely the vision is for an appointed time. All right, and that's the time we're getting into right now, man. We're getting into the times when the Mosai is going to destroy this society. All right, but see, you got your elites out there that set up these different banks out here in the different worlds, all right, in these different countries and so on and so forth. Right, on the premise that they was going to ultimately destroy the societies by way of these banks, right? But ultimately they wanted to enslave you people by way of the debts that you acquire, all right? And all of those debts are based off of what we got in the background here, private banks, man. All right, of which I believe I may be wrong in it because I put the whole thing together quite quickly. All right, but certainly the Federal Reserve is an example of a private bank, which there's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. I always, the elders always bring that out. All right, and what the Federal Reserve is finna to do pretty soon, right, is raise those interest rates, right, that you got that you got so low at the minute. All right, so you've been living a frivolous lifestyle of next to zero interest rates, and the companies and so on and so forth that borrow from the government, that borrow from these different banks. All right. Right, they've allowed you to live and make you feel like you can live deliciously, like the scripture says how much how deliciously she has lived. Revelations, the 18th chapter. All right, but see now all of that deliciousness, you see, there's only so much you can allow people to borrow for a long time. You got a dude, you're gonna give him money all the time. You give him, you're not even mentioning the time he's gonna pay it back, and you're even mentioning the interest he's gonna pay on that, the usury that the scripture says. All right, but see. Them Jews they didn't set out to do that, man. Them Jews, when you go back onto, what's this guy, I'm sure Bauer, or is it, not I'm sure, sorry, what's this guy, the Rothschild?
I'm sure Bauer.
All right, okay, the guy with the five sons? Yeah, that's it, man.
He spread them out.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
But what did he do? What's the main things what did he teach him? He taught him his trade, man. And the trade was really ripping people off. All right, you got these assholes out here that believe they got money. Right, you ain't got money, man. You gave all of your money, which was the gold, the silver, right, and all the precious metals on the earth, whether that's platinum, iron, copper. All right, those are.
I've got something on that, man.
Go on, yeah, bring it out, man.
This is from the Guardian, man, and this was printed in about Tuesday, the 18th of March, man, the year 2014, and the title of it says the truth is out, man. Money is just an IOU, and the banks are rolling in it.
Oh, hold on there, right? I'm gonna expound upon that point, all right? Because money, like the brother just said, is an IOU based off of what? All right, I owe you some gold. That's why it's called a pound, man. That's why it's called a dollar. A dollar is a measure of weight. All right, I could get. Hey, we can call a pound a kilo if you really wanted to. Right, not a kilo, but with all the equivalent weights and so on and so forth. But you can call a pound. You can't call a pound a kilo. That's actually sorry. That's different measurements. But you get the gist I'm saying, man. Right, when you're talking about the pound sterling, you could have called the kilogram sterling. As in, for this amount of pounds, you're gonna get this amount. You're gonna get a kilo of gold. That's why it's called an IOU.
That's right.
All right, and that's.
Kind if I could just say this as well, what does that actually mean, man? If it's an IOU, it means that you don't actually you can't tangibly hold the gold, man. Right. You don't actually have it. It's just an IOU. So what are these words, man?
What you're ever doing is really borrowing.
That's right, man. Right. And the scriptures tell you, man. Hey, I believe it's in Psalms. I believe it's Psalms. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go about speaking lies, man. So you might say, okay, you have an IOU, man, from the so-called white man, but really and truly, man, hey, you don't really have that tangible gold, man. He can just tell you that. He can just tell you that he's going to give you that gold, but he doesn't have to deliver that promise, man. Right. He's a liar, man.
I got a precept on the borrowing, man. This is Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
Right, and that's important, right? Because that ties in right back to what it says. What the essence of money is? It's an IOU. All right. How this money comes into existence is not really that complicated, man. You always have a politician, right, that goes out and makes bold statements about what he's gonna do for the so-called community, all right, where he's really working for them puppet leaders, them so-called Jews, all right. So he makes bold statements, he's gonna spend this, that, and the third, all right, which is known. The technical term for it is known as debt spending. All right, it's known as debt spending. That goes right into what this brother was saying, man.
That's right.
So you got a point there.
Yeah, there's more in this. This says, and this is back in the Guardian again, man. This is back in the 1930s. Henry Ford is supposed to have remarked that it was a good thing that most Americans didn't know how banking really works, because if they did, there'd be a revolution before tomorrow morning.
Right. That's modern day banking, man. All right, because what's the stock exchange? No one really knows how the stock exchange works. I mean, you can get into it and you try to understand it. Exactly, it's a big gambling house, but it really is not really even a big gambling house, right? It's just witchcraft. It's just witchcraft. That's what it is. It's just complete madness. Now, see, if I expand on the first point on the IOU, which ties into the fact that you just said it's supposed to be complicated, right? A lot of people don't understand how money comes into existence, right? So you get a politician that does debt spending, all right? Now he's going to make a bill, right, that goes to the Treasury, right, which in the United States, you know, is the Federal Reserve, right, which I believe in England is the Bank of England that we got in the background out here, right, and they sign a check to the government, of which the government and the Federal Reserve, all right, or any bank that you got, your national bank, are two separate entities.
This article goes into that.
Oh, yeah, come bring out.
Central banks don't lend to companies or people, they only lend to banks. That's what they exist to do.
Right. You just read that again.
Central banks don't lend to companies or people, they only lend to banks. That's what they exist to do.
Right, so you got a central bank that lends to other banks, all right? You know what the amount, you know what the cachet, right? The total sum of the money that's in the central bank that you know as the Federal Reserve, it's called zero, all right? So when the government comes and says, we want 100 mil, right, to pay these amount of people to do this amount of work, to build this infrastructure up, right? Guess what the Federal Reserve does, or the Bank of England does? They write a fraudulent check. They write a fraudulent check. I bet it goes into what?
They have their government's green light to simply print money and give it to their bank constituents.
That's it.
Sure, sometimes it looks like their government forces controlling central banks, but the fact that the US Congress still cannot audit the Federal Reserve shows how that's all part of a grand facade for the sake of fooling the public.
Right, so it's all a grand facade to fool the public, man. Right, to make you think that the money actually exists. So now when you have it to where the government, right, draws up that gets that debt spending, goes to the Treasury, they write a fraudulent check. Where does that check goes? It goes to them other banks. All right, so those other banks don't get that fraudulent check, and that's how you have your currency coming into existence. That's how currency comes into existence. Here's the joke. That's only 10% of the money that's in the world. That's only 10%. Where's the other 90% coming from? More fraudulent behavior. You drop 100K in the bank, all right? Let's say you win the lottery or something like that. You drop 100K in the bank, all right? They're only liable, right, for 10% at the good bank. You go to a good bank, they only have to keep 10%. So hey, when everything goes tits up, hey, look, you put 100 grand. Here's the paperwork. Here's 10 grand back. Where's your other 90 grand?
You know, I got a letter recently from my bank. I use TSB,
right?
And they said that they can only, the insurance policy that they do only covers me up to 70,000. Not like I don't have 70,000.
Right.
That means if I had a mil in the bank, man, 70 grand, that's what I'm getting back.
That's it. See, when you like you just said, that only covers you if you got upwards to 70 grand. But the vast majority is going to be banking with, look, we're the minority when it comes to the money in this society, right? But they go, well, let me put it in better terms. People that you got, the Edomites and Ishmaelites, all of that, man. You see the cars that they buy and all of that, man. They got some actual money in the bank. Right, notwithstanding their debt is probably 4, 5, 6 times more money than they have in the actual bank. But they got 100K, 200K and all of that. And guess what? The bank is only liable for 70K, like the Bible said. Right? Which looks good on paper to the vast majority of the masses. But you got 2 million in the bank, you're getting 70K back. All right? Which really, if you understand it, really, Lloyd's TSB has played a good trick, man. That's a good trick. Oh, we're only liable for 70K because an idiot's gonna think that's all right, man. An idiot. People that live out here, man, that's nothing to them, man. They want a bank with it. That's a rubbish bank to them. They look, what, 70K? So if I put my 100 million into your bank, you only give me back 70K. Where's my money gone?
That's right.
All right, and that's where you get what you know as fractional reserve banking comes into it. Right now, fractional reserve banking is you put 100K in, we're only liable for 10%. That means when Joe Blogg, right, broke man, comes and he wants some money, we're gonna loan that 90K to him. So he takes 90K out. All right, he goes and puts it in his bank, or better yet, he's gonna buy a car, but that money's gonna be transferred from somewhere. Right. So let's say he puts that 90K towards buying a house, buys a 90K house. The guy that he bought the house from is gonna put 90K in the bank. The bank's gonna say, no, we're only liable for 9,000 this time. Where does the 81,000 go?
That's right.
And so on and so on and so forth. That's how the vast majority of the currencies that you got in existence, that's how it comes into it. Now, see, the question you're gonna have is, what brings the value to the money? If this is going on, what gives the money the value?
Right.
All right. What gives the money the value is you peons, man, you people. That's what really, that's the power behind the currency. The fact that you believe that money is worth something, therefore the elites have you in slavery. That's the power behind the money.
I mean, so what would happen if like you peons were to wake up tomorrow morning and just be like, hold on, but this money doesn't actually mean anything, man?
That's
what
it.
would really happen? It would be total outrage, man. Total chaos. Everything will stop trading, man. There wouldn't be any guys bringing in food from the motorways on the M25.
Yep.
You know, they're stocking up them fridges in Sainsbury's and Tesco's and whatnot, man.
Yep.
Hey, man, that's going to be a domino effect, man.
That's it.
People are going to lose their homes, their houses, man. It's gonna be total anarchy, man.
Yeah.
But this is back in the Guardian article. It says last week something remarkable happened. The Bank of England let the cat out of the bag in a paper called Money Creation in the Modern Economy. I'm gonna drop down. It says to get a sense of how radical the bank's new position is, consider the conventional view, which continues on the basis of all respectable debate on public policy. People put their money in banks. Banks then lend that money out at interest, which is what the brother was saying, man.
Yep.
Either to consumers or to entrepreneurs willing to invest in some profitable enterprise. True, the fractional reserve system does allow banks to lend out considerably more than they hold in reserve. And true, if savings don't suffice, private banks can seek to borrow more from the central bank. The central bank can print as much money as it wishes.
That's it.
But it is also careful not to print too much. In fact, we are often told this is why independent central banks exist in the first place. If governments could print money out themselves, they would surely put out too much of it, and resulting in inflation would throw the economy into chaos, which is exactly what we're talking about.
That's it. That's a good one, man.
That's right,
That's a good one. Who else is? Pretty much that was self-explanatory, man. All right, that was pretty much self-explanatory. They was telling you they was justifying the need for having private banks, man. All right. They was justifying the need for having you people in captivity, man.
That's right. And you know what's going on in what happened in China recently, man?
Yeah.
You know, where they had that global economy crash and everyone was all panicking and stuff. Hey, man, also just warning signs, man.
That's warning signs.
They stabilized it for now, but hey, man, that bubble's already burst. Man.
That's it. And that's important. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, you can jump into it because I'm gonna make a point. But yeah, you can jump into it. So what the point I was gonna make is this, man. All right. The bubble said the bubble is getting ready to burst. All right. And what's that bubble, man? Well, that's the bubble of having low interest rates. See, people been buying houses, cars, and so on and so forth on the premise that interest rates are low currently. As the thing that changes with people's finances, man, it's not the house that you bought it for that goes up or down, man. Right? It's the interest that you get that house at. Right? That interest can go any way it wants to go. Right? That can go any way you want to go. See, you go back, 40-odd years, people were more lenient with the things that they bought. But see, they at least made sure that they could have it to where they had you people fooled enough to buy things that were so ridiculously expensive. All right, so ridiculously expensive that the elder brought this out. A mortgage is actually when you translate it, a mortgage means a death note. Right now, 40-odd years ago, you didn't have a mortgage 40 years ago. Don't be stupid, man. What you had back in the day, you would have had a loan shark maybe, all right, and someone would borrow money from. We go 10, 40 years back, you wasn't having a £1 million house. There was no such thing. Now, obviously, you had the lease and so on and so forth they would have built mansions and that. All right, but your house you're living in now, that's like a 500K. That's not a 500K house. It's like a 20. you know, it was manageable, you know.
One of my old managers, one of my old workplaces, he bought his first house in London around, I think it was like maybe the late 80s.
Yep. So
like
which
40K.
30 years ago, the average house in London would have been about 40K. That's what starts letting me know. All right. But guess what? The wages that they were getting, they were about the same as they're getting now, man. So what does that go to show you? That means the people that are in so-called college right now, all right, that are so-called working to get the good job, you know, they're working to get that good job. They ain't gonna have houses, man. I read an article, right? This guy was, pretty much he was in disarray, man. Right? He was in disarray because he said to himself, man, my children ain't gonna have a house. I have a house. My children ain't gonna be able to afford a house, man. Right? Because his house went up like 40 odd%, man. You know what 40 odd% is? That means if your house was at 200K,
It's almost double.
it's almost double, man. It's gonna be like it'll be about 380. All right. So you was holding China,
right?
Yeah.
In China, the days of 10% and 11% growth are but a memory. The country's economy expanded just 7.4% last year.
Right. Hold up. That 7%, 11% growth that they had in China was similar kind of thing that you had in America, where you had the housing market boom. Right. It wasn't a boom. All right. There was just more. And if you, oh man, there's one documentary out there on YouTube, right, on this, man. What they was doing in those banks, man, they was even doing credit checks on the people that came out there for a loan, man. They were even doing credit checks, man. They was just giving them housing loans out, man. And that's the same thing you had in China. You'd have had a guy that wants to sell, I don't know, bamboo sticks, man, in a country that's got all kind of bamboo, man. And they would have given him a business loan, man. All right? They would have given him a business loan. And that's what they're talking about, those 7-year booms and so on and so forth. That wasn't based off actual, and that wasn't actually a boom. It was just low interest, man. That's all it was. People were able to borrow more leniently without having to worry about the consequences, right? They haven't paid those debts back. That's the difference. See, when you think about a boom and a bust, you're thinking, you know, the people that were living here had it better. No, they just got their stuff then. They still haven't paid it back. They still haven't paid it back. It was more acceptable for them to have it then, and it's less acceptable to have for you to have it now because they didn't pay their shit off. All right. So who was on something? So the country's economy, this is talking about China, expanded just 7.4% last year. That's 2014. Its slowest pace since 1989, and it's expected to slow even further this year. And the way that this goes into actually affect the rest of the global economy, goes on to say, and without China's sprawling manufacturing base, commodities-driven economies from Brazil to South Africa have lost the key export market that supported their growth for so long. Right. So it's a knock-on effect. So where you're having it out there right now, we've got a private bank within China, all right, and they're like all private banks are right now. They're at the premise of raising those interest rates, and we're going to go from a state of having easy loans to a state of having difficult loans. All right? And what's that ultimately going to lead to? It's going to lead to slowing down, technically. It's not technically slowing down because it didn't technically speed up in the goddamn first place. You've just been duped to play the game, man. All right? It's like you're you know when you go to the casino and that, man? All right, and you know you shouldn't spend your money there. You know you shouldn't spend your money there. But the lights get you and all of that, man. Right. And you got the pretty lady on the table on there, right. You're playing blackjack and she's there and she's smiling. You're like, maybe it is my lucky day. All right, you go up there and you sit down and you start playing and all of that. That's what you people have been, man. You've been duped, man.
That's right, man. And you know, it's in them casinos, if I can just say, casinos, they don't even have, well, to my knowledge anyway, they don't even have clocks in there, man, or windows.
Yep.
You can't even tell the time that you be spending your money in there, and you can't even tell the time of day because they don't put no windows down there. And you notice, man, you get real dehydrated. So what do they keep serving, man? Drinks upon drinks, man. Yep. You get drunk, you keep spending your money, and basically
that's exactly what this economy is. That's exactly what it is.
One big casino,
right?
man.
Nobody's considered the long-term jeopardy of their actions. Really, when you get into it, really, when you understand it, you can't really blame the elites for the economy crashing. You can't, because they only said you can have the loan. You didn't have to take the loan.
That's right.
You didn't have to take it. You took it.
That's right, man.
And that's how they're going to sell it. That's how they're going to sell you that chip as well. They're going to say, look, man, all right, you're going to have to take this chip. That's the only way you're going to have a means of surviving. You're the one who crushed this economy. You're the one you thought you could pay this loan off, all right? You're you get some real fucking assholes. Man, you get a guy, right? I was speaking to this guy, right? He says he's gonna get a Mercedes-Benz A-Class, right? I'm like, alright, okay, cool. But I know you ain't on Mercedes-Benz A-Class money.
That's right.
What does that mean? What does that go to show me? That goes to show me the mentality of the people that you got out here in this world. You get a hell of a lot more than you can afford.
That's right. You can't even afford it, man.
All right.
You know, not only that, they get used to that lifestyle as well.
Exactly.
Man.
That's
a scripture in Isaiah,
point.
man. There's a scripture in Isaiah 33, I believe, and 6.
Yeah.
Knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of that time. Man. So if you get comfortable in this so-called white man society, man, you're gonna get caught out there, man. When this shit goes down,
that's
man.
it.
You're gonna get caught on the back foot, man. You ain't gonna know how to stand on your own 2 feet.
That's it.
When you can't go to your ATM machine and pull out a £10 note to go and feed your kids, man.
That's happening in Greece. They got
You know what I'm saying,
you got limits on the ATM.
Hey,
that's right. Hey,
but here's the thing. It's Greece. Why are people going crazy in Greece? It's Greece. What do I mean by that statement? Look, we got concrete around us. It's not like that in Greece. You can have goats. You can have, you know what I mean? You can live a subsistence farming. Look, just because you got money in this society doesn't mean every society that is existing. People had to let them Hamitic people out there in the woods. All right, out there trading. You know, I'll give you. $2 for this sheep. No, man. They know, they do what's known as subsistence farming.
That's right.
All right, meaning they grow what they eat upon. All right, that's what you don't have in this society. See, that's why it's not good to get comfortable within this society.
That's funny. Yesterday I was watching RT News, and they had one of them Hamites on there talking about, because there's starvation out there. And she was talking about, I haven't had a cow since I've been born, man. She got delivered a cow, man, and she was over the moon, man. She was like, now I can finally feed my kids,
That's it.
I can give them milk, get clean milk and whatever, and there's meat to eat and everything, man. She was over the moon just because she had a cow, man. She didn't have no banknotes, man. You know what I mean? She didn't have an ATM machine.
See, things like that, gold, silver, right? Hey, when you read a story about Abraham, right? They didn't say Abraham, right? The great faithful Abraham. You gonna bring it out? I'll bring it out. All right? I'll let you bring it out, man.
Talking about what the wealth, right?
Exactly.
All right. And this is Genesis 13:2. Abraham was very rich in cattle, in silver and in gold.
Right. He was very rich in silver, cattle, and gold.
So what's real wealth, man?
We have to extrapolate. If you got loads of cows, you're gonna have to have land.
You can't.
If you got loads of land and loads of cattle, what if someone comes and robs your cows? So you need slaves.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what you people are. Go to the Rothschilds, they got all the gold. All right. So they want to ultimately they want to be as Abraham was. But you need someone to manage your assets. You need someone to look after your assets, to clean. You're a Rothschild. Why are you cleaning your own toilet for?
That's right.
That's where you people are duped, man. But see, you don't need 6.5 billion people to clean up a couple of toilets. So he's going to reduce the population of the world. Exactly, going to reduce the population of the world to a state where they like it more, to turn it into their own modern day version of the Garden of Eden.
Their system more efficient.
Exactly, that's it.
And they also got the money making commodities as well, man. Which is who, man? People like us, man. Working for them.
You're the commodity.
That's right, man.
What do you see on these? Look, that's what the money system is all about. That's what the monetary system is all based on. You are the money.
That's right.
Not the money that you have in your pocket. You're the asset, right? And the only way they can string you along is by giving you those pieces of paper that you believe is money.
When Christopher Columbus invaded the so-called Americas, right? What did he say, man? They weren't basically they were living lavish over there. But he said basically, look, it was really about the people that were there, because he called them a money-making commodity, man.
Exactly, because he tried to I believe he tried to bribe the natives and all of that, but they weren't having it, because it's like, look, man, we're all right, man.
We're okay, man. We don't need your way, man.
China's got this in the last decade or two. It's had this massive growth.
Yep.
But then again, China has one of the biggest. I think it's the biggest population.
It's got the biggest population
in the world.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So that goes hand in hand.
That goes hand in hand, man. That goes hand in hand. And you know what you can do with a population like that? You pay them next to nothing, man.
That's right.
All right. Who's got the you got many.
Finish on that. This is 10 warning signs of a market crash in 2015.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna name a couple, man. This is rising U.S. credit risk. The wider credit market is also flashing warning signs. The TED spread, as reported by Bloomberg, is the difference between the rate U.S. banks are willing to lend each other and the Federal Reserve rate.
Right. So if I extrapolate on that point, man, right, the rate at which you can because it's not just, man, this financial market just doesn't work on a you and me basis, right? It goes from the person, the people, right, the average Joe, all right? You got small businesses, all right? The small business pay the average Joe, right? But those small businesses pay that money to banks, right? That pay that money to banks that ultimately goes to them so-called Jews, man. All right, so those rates, they trickle down, man. All right, starting off at the top when they raise them interest rates in the central banks, that goes down to the private banks. So the private banks gonna have a harder time getting those loans, man. Right, where your 10% currency comes into place, right? So when you have those private banks having difficulty, guess what, man? You ain't gonna be able to go up into the banks underneath the private banks to ask for what you know as a mortgage, what you know as a car loan. That's gonna be a no factor. So now the car manufacturer hasn't got no money. All right, guess what? You never got a job. Now you don't have a job. The guy in H&M, McDonald's, right? Or your small businesses, Tesco's, Subway, all of that. They don't have a job. All right. So it's just a cycle, a drain. What do they say? A depression. That's what a depression is. It's a depression. It's a spiral downwards, man. All right.
Right. And this is talking about from 2013, man. If I can continue on the point, it says. I'm going to just take it from a bit from the top again. It says the TED spread, as reported by Bloomberg, is the difference between the rate US banks are willing to lend each other and the Federal Reserve rate, which is seen as risk-free. The TED spread is taken as the perceived credit risk in the general economy and increased 9% in December to its highest level since the end of 2013. So that's back there in 2013, man.
Right.
The risk has been increased to its highest level.
Yep.
So how bad do you think it's now, man? We're in 2015, man.
Yep.
This bubble is gonna blow.
Right, and it's gonna be one of the biggest blows, right? That you've ever seen in your entire life,
right?
Well, but they did it all right, and you know what they did? They're telling their elites, look, we're getting ready to do this, man. That's what really that hiccup was all about, man. Right? The Chinese market hiccup, that was just a signal. Look, get out of there, man. Yeah. We're getting ready, man. That's because look, man. So how do they fix it? Nobody knows. Look, man. If you had a situation, right? Let's say the trains broke down, right? They said, well, old trains are suspended, right? This is the reason why the old trains are suspended. All right, and then just tomorrow the trains are back. That's it. What was the problem? How did you fix the issue? And that's the same thing that you had out there on the Chinese market, man.
Yeah, but these people just go back to everyday life. They don't want to ask questions.
That's it. Because when you get to understanding, when you understand how the market crashed and how it was fixed, you really understand. It's so madness. It really doesn't make no sense. It really doesn't make any sense how it grows. It doesn't make no sense. It's not simple. It's not supposed to be simple. Otherwise, the people like we brought out in the first article will have an uprising against their elites, against their masters, man. All right, you're pretty much finished on that, isn't it, man? Yeah. How about yourself?
Khan, I got a scripture for you if I may.
Yeah, we can close those on those precepts, man.
All right, this is the book of James 5:2. It says, your riches are...
You got the same one?
You got the same one as the Spirit, huh?
All right, man.
That's 5:1, man. It's better than
5:1? Okay, let me take it from 1, man. Right, so this is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Right, so you're gonna have really, let's talk about like the rich ones, within our community, because they're the ones really, right? You're the ones really that are gonna be messed up over this, right? Because the real rich, the wealthy within the society, the elites, they've made contingency plans. Here's the messed up thing about it. Here's the messed up situation that we're in, right? We're in a situation where the elites are hastening the day, man.
That's right.
More so than the people that know they're Israelites. They're making contingency plans, man.
That's
They do.
And they're sailing it out of there, man.
That's what I'm saying. They're getting bunkers.
That's right.
Right? They're setting it up to where they can go to the moon or Mars or whatever. They're actually hastening the day.
Kind.
What contingency? But see, now, first and foremost, a nigga will run away with that, right? The only contingency plan you can make is to go hard for this truth, man.
That's right.
That's the only real true contingency plan you can make, and that only applies if you're one of the elect of the nation of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. That's the only contingency plan that's in existence. Now, hey, the elites are gonna make it. right? They're gonna make it to slavery.
Hey, they got them space stations, but we're gonna grab them up.
That's
you
it.
know,
They're
we're
gonna,
the way of the elect, man.
They're gonna survive. When you go into the book of is it the book of Isaiah, right? It says their nobles will come, right, in fit as an iron to kiss your feet, man. Wait, hold on a minute. So what? We had all kind of nuclear missiles aimed at them, but they missed, and they walked out of it. But it was like Superman or some shit, or Hancock. The bullets fly off of him and shit, and he just go wipe it. Nah, man.
One of the Rothschilds had 6 heart transplants, right? And he's still alive, man.
For what reason?
One reason, man.
For one reason. Mosai is keeping them alive to be brutally tortured by the elites of our society. That's it, man. Man, because the Mosai is setting up to where he's gonna worship the elites of our society and so on and so forth on down, man. All right.
Right, just continuing on, this is James 5:2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Right. So that's going into the fact that really the riches in this society are worthlessness, man. All right, starting off with the money itself, right on down to what your average dog takes into high consideration, man.
I mean, the Rothschilds pretty much were the elites. In a sense, own all the gold and silver.
No, they own all the gold.
They own all the gold.
They own the gold. You got these guys like Mayweather and all of that, and he's got all of these cars, man. But if you had, that's what I'm saying, if you had some kind of sense, you would have tried to acquire as much gold and silver as you can. You've been trying to dodge fights all your life. Try to dodge the fight of you getting broke.
But even the elites have all the gold and all these jakes that I saw investing in gold or whatever. None of that's gonna matter because the real treasure's invested.
Here's a point that elaborates even more on the financial system based upon that gold. All right. Now you got diamonds are a woman's best friends. Diamonds are abundant, man. That's just that's not even a complex carbon structure, man.
That's right, man.
That's not a complex carbon structure, man. Like a ruby or something like that. That's basic, man.
That's right.
The Mosai made that. He was like, he made levels of it. He had the rubies and that. He said, now we need something for the peons. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's get some diamonds.
That's right.
Hey, look, man. You really think, man? We ain't gonna be rocking diamonds in the kingdom. That's too low for us.
That's why the scriptures say a righteous woman her price is far above rubies. It didn't say diamonds.
It didn't say diamonds, man. Right? It didn't say rubies, man. You look at the color, man. You're like, God damn, man. That's really nice. Hey, yo, man. Rubies will have you feeling for some women. Man, I want to get this so I can get that to her, man.
That's right.
All right, yo, no, she's not on the level, man. That's diamond level, man. Because that's low class. You can get, look, man. You can get in the industry, all right. You can get what you know as a diamond cutter. You don't get a ruby cutter. You can get a diamond cutter, which is a knife. What does that go to show you? You can make a knife, right? Or a cutting instrument from diamonds. That goes to show you, one, the diamonds are hard. Obviously, that's the obvious one. But really, it's an abundant metal because you're gonna make it out of rubies now, are you? Notwithstanding, it's not of the same class of material. All right, it hasn't got the same strength and cutting properties. Right, but really, it's just carbon, man. Right. And I don't know the composition of rubies on that, but when you look at the bad boy, the bad boy is on another level. Hey, man, when you look at the ancient movies, King Henry VIII,
Topaz,
right? Yeah, that's it, man. Hey, look, man, the priest of you're quoting, didn't mention no diamonds in there, man.
That's right.
They didn't mention no diamonds in there, man. All right, but when you watch these old movies, like medieval movies, man, you see the Jake. And because it's always Jake, they'll cast him as a cracker. But
they had them gold chains with the
that's
ruby
Jake,
and the emerald and
That's Jake, though. When have you ever seen a so-called white person doing that?
That's right.
That goes to show you that those who are people, King Henry VIII and so on and so forth. They always, what do you think they had all that gold around their neck? They at least got the same kind. The Queen has got that gold right now. But you never see her rocking it. Why? Because they ain't got the front, man. They ain't got the juice. They're not our people. Right, but the point I was making is ultimately they have you people fooled into having to thinking the riches that you acquire, right, are actually true riches. You get some crazy diamonds. Hey, I'll admit it, man. Some of them rings look alright, man. They look crazy, man. But you get that shit in red and pink and blue, right? And that's
Sapphire.
I went
Sapphire and all of that.
recently to Ernest Jones, which is their diamond specialist, man. And I walked in there and I was like, do you do anything other than diamonds? Because I know they're worthless.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we do like red coloured diamonds. I was like, you don't do rubies? No, not really. And I was just thinking,
right? Because you know
that's a peon shop.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know who has the rubies? The elites. Because they when they put in the first IOUs, it was off of what? Gold and silver, right, and precious stones, those rubies, all of that. You people willingly gave it over to trade IOUs.
To get credit.
To get credit.
That's right. And it's the same way they're going to be trading over their liberties.
They have, wait, hold on, look, you're talking about liberties. What liberties? They've traded their liberties over. They've already done that. Right, do you know how many contractual agreements you make on a daily basis, man? Right, whether it be on your phone, okay, I agree. That's a contractual agreement.
Right. Yeah.
That's a contractual agreement.
We're buried in contractual agreements, man.
That's what I'm saying. Right, hell, when you go to work, there's certain contractual agreements that you make, man. Right, which technically makes you a slave to them, man.
That's right.
And you're a corporate asset. That's why you're known as a human resource, all right? And that's why whenever you get printed out a check from work, so it's in all caps.
Hey, back to Deuteronomy 28, the curses, man.
That's it.
For bond men and bond women, man.
That's it.
You know, we're under the curses right now, so...
Yeah, but what excuse do these people have? These, you know? Anyways, we're about to wrap it up anyway.
This is finishing off James 5 and 3. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were a fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
So you've acquired all the riches of the people for the last days, man. Places like this ain't going to exist within our society, within our kingdom, man.
That's right.
All right. Now, you know, without pretty much, unless, you know, anybody will want to say anything, you know, feel free to say anything.
You know, I just wanted to just say one more thing. Like, you know, at the end of the day, this whole money making, this whole money system, this society, man, it's all just one big casino. Like we told you, man, it's paper chase, it's a big casino, man. And the elites, man, they know you're slaves, man. They call you goyim and shit.
Yep.
You know, cattle, which means cattle and shit, whatever, right? But at the end of the day,
hey, what'd you do with cattle? What'd you do with cattle? Yeah, it's an asset, but what'd you do with the cattle, man?
Hey, man,
you got cattle, I got cattle. What if they mingle amongst each other? How do I know what's mine?
Can't.
I brand them.
Can't, that's right.
That's what the chip is all about.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna bring. That's what I was gonna go into, man.
Right.
They're gonna push this mark of the beast, and like I said, man, you know, when you ain't got that money in your bank, you can't go to the ATM machine. They're just gonna tempt you, man, with that chip.
Yep.
And you motherfuckers, you weak ass peons are gonna take that
We
shit.
ain't talking about potato chip either, man.
That's right.
RFID.
Hey, only an asshole would say that, man. Hey, only an asshole would say that, man.
That's right.
All right, man. All right, man. With that, we'll say double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honestly, brothers, that be pushing this truth with sincerity, man. Right there, how about you outside? Shalom. Yo, stay up, man.